fire away with questions whenever you're ready.
I guess Ronan, just Coach Sweeney's talked about you having the choice to play receiver or defensive back. Why was receiver the position you wanted to start with so much?
Originally?
Yeah.
I think I was just been a receiver like my whole life, and I grew up. My older brother was a quarterback, so it made it nice and easy. We played together in high school, and just catching touchdowns with him, I guess, was fun. So kind of just started as receiver, but was obviously open to playing anything. So.
How long did you get to play with your brother?
We played all the way growing up since Pop Warner, and we could throw and catch with our eyes closed. But I think we played from whatever I was, or he joined like D team, which is like the lowest team, and all the way up through high school our senior year. We both went to the same private school, so we got to play through there too. It was fun.
You're going through your first spring as a defensive back. What has that kind of been for you so far?
It's been great. Having a lot of fun with it. Obviously, Coach Allen, he's awesome. He's been a great help to our whole team. And guys like Tyler Venables, Will Barnes, RJ when he was here. Some of the coaches like Nolan and obviously Coach Kahn and some of those other guys just helping me along with all like the technique and just learning how to play from a more technical perspective. And it's a lot different from wideout, especially like watching film and all that stuff, breaking it down from defensive perspective instead of offense. So just learning those little things has been a huge help.
You mentioned Tom Allen. You described him as awesome. I guess what he's kind of brought to Clemson's defense?
Just a whole lot of energy, and that's what I'm about. Like, I'm not like a super rah-rah guy, but I love like hard hitting and doing all that stuff. So he's been great. Whole lot of accountability. We're just out there doing our up down stuff, whether we miss or whatever. He's making us accountable for it, and that's what we need as a team. So it's been a huge help learning from him.
When you playing wide receiver so many years and then switching over to playing defense, I gotta think that playing wide receivers helped you with some identifying certain things, what guys are thinking or what they may be doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like whether it's like concepts or just different routes, how you want to set up a DB as a wideout, it helps me a ton as a safety. So now I'm just learning from a safety how I want to like counter that. You know what I mean? So it's been obviously a huge help learning from wideout and then switching over. It's a huge advantage for me, for sure.
Just going back to when the switch was made, what point of the season was it last year? Kind of what was that?
It was the week of the Georgia game.
Yeah, how sudden was that?
It was right away, and I didn't really expect it. I knew it was like, some conversation of I could be a huge help on defense. So obviously wherever I could help the team the most is where I want to be, and I think I have a huge upside there too. So.
How much did you enjoy the special teams aspect when you were playing receiver? Because it seemed like that was something.
Yeah, like I said before, I'm big like hitting. Just say it flat out. I played all contact sports, hockey and lacrosse growing up, and I was always the kid that was not stuck in the penalty box, but I was a little over aggressive at some times. But obviously that helps in football, so that's been a huge help for me at safety too.
So did you kind of miss that? Playing receiver?
No, because I would pancake kids, time to time, and I would still come in hitting kids and trying to do whatever I can to be a little physical at receiver. But obviously at safety, it's like your job to be physical, so that's been helpful there.
What's better, a touchdown or a big hit?
Probably a touchdown, but like a pick six is cool too. So I think a pick six is better than a regular touchdown. I don't know. So I like my big hits though. Like you come across the middle and you can, it's fun.
Yeah, I mean, is the feeling the same? Like that euphoria?
Yeah, it definitely is. Like me and my brothers. I'm one of 5 brothers. My dad used to stand in the living room and we would run from 2 hallways down and call this game called Hurricane, and we would try to just hit him as hard as we can. So I think that's what honestly started it for me, just loving to hit kid.
Just going all the way back, why did a kid from Massachusetts want to come down to South Carolina to play football?
I think everyone says the people, and I think that's the most legitimate answer you could have. Obviously, Coach Sweeney he's one of a kind. He's helping me obviously as a player, but as a man, just to grow in every aspect of my life, my faith especially. I keep God first in everything, and I think he's obviously trying to help me through that and help me as a football player and as a man and just, after football and all this other stuff. So it's been a huge help there. And obviously the campus is cool. Facilities are awesome. Yeah, just all the people especially.
What's the biggest adjustment culturally going from the Northeast to the South?
Accents, for sure. Southern hospitality is a real thing. Not that people are like, massholes up there, but there's a little bit, I guess. So, but yeah, definitely the people down here are not totally different, but just a little bit in like the, I guess, day-to-day aspects. You're walking by down the street and someone will say hi, and in Boston you'll brush you off, but here you'll have your day and you start a whole conversation with you, so it's different.
I guess Tom Allen, I think Peter told us that he headbutted Wade Woodaz once, and I think Wade was telling us that he tackled Corey. And I guess what's the most extreme thing you've seen him?
Saturday, I forget who it was. Someone made a good play, and Coach Allen just went over and tackled him, and he just getting on. We were rolling all around the ground, and so that was fun for sure. But yeah, he's an aggressive guy, and I love it. I love everything about him.
Have you been tackled yet by Coach Allen?
I have not. I'm looking forward to the day though. For sure. Yeah.
I think another term we heard is Peter was talking about edger is a term that you guys have been talking about. Like, what does that mean to you in terms of being an edger?
Yeah. They got it from Tom Brady, obviously from Boston. I look up to him. He was, he brought us all our rings, and all our duck board tours and all that stuff. And I think that being an edger is someone that just pushed everyone to the limits themselves and everyone around them, just pushed them to, the best them that they can be. I'm trying to be the best me, and I'm trying to push everyone else around me to be the best them. So I think that helps a lot.
Can you tell there's a difference in terms of just the energy and the effort level? I mean, I know Coach Allen's talking a lot about just even in practice wanting to see it finish and stuff like that. How has he kind of brought that or kind of instilled that in you guys?
He's, like I said, like after practice, doing all the accountability stuff. So if we miss a tackle, or if we, don't finish the right way, hands down. If we don't, hustle the ball after the play to the whistle, then we got up downs, and it's forcing everyone to just be better. Forcing everyone to finish the right way on the play, and run to the whistles blowing and after the whistle, and just doing the extra things that'll make us a better team.
How many up downs would it be?
We've gotten down. Every single practice we've lowered them, so that's honestly the best part of it. We started off with 60 something. It was brutal, and just having that standard and having that accountability that we don't want to do up downs at practice, obviously. So we're going to hold each other accountable in practice, and finish the right way and hustle the ball and stuff. So we can that's not like the point of it, but the point of it is to just set that standard and hold each other accountable. And, just be that team that hustles to the ball and doesn't take anything for anybody.
Where do you see your biggest growth so far this spring playing defensive?
I think just the knowledge aspect of it. I've been told that I have all the physical attributes, but I'm just trying to work on that knowledge, especially breaking down film and learning leverage and all this other stuff that all those guys I mentioned before helping out a ton with, and just learn all that stuff has been a huge help this spring. It's my first true off season, so I think that's huge help for me. And just going through the spring, and now it's crazy. It's already over, but taking that into the summer and then fall camp and season would be awesome.
Going into the spring game and the deep position, what strengths and improvements do you want to showcase this game?
Obviously physicality. I think my speed is, great, and I think, just being able to hit and run and cover and do all that other stuff, and just, obviously display of knowledge and everything I've been learning over spring, and all the guys that have been helping me out, and just being able to showcase that, and the closest thing like a game-like situation we're gonna get until the actual game. So I think that would be very helpful.
Talk about the up downs reducing. What's the lowest number you guys have done?
We got down to 6 or something. So going from 60 to 6 is just showing how much of that, accountability we got, you know, and it's each other, like pushing each other, like, you know, starts off as, you know, the coaches telling you, and then, you know, you telling you, and then you telling other people, and just holding each other accountable and just being each other's, like, you know, guy to lean on and stuff. So it's been awesome to see for sure.
Anyone else for Ronan?
There's just one other thing that I know he gave you guys a bunch of books to read. Like, is there any particular book that you've read
Yeah.
that gave you some interesting piece of knowledge?
He gave me a daily devotional. So every single morning when I brush my teeth, I have my whole morning routine. I'm sitting there brushing my teeth, I'm reading my book, you know, and it has, you know, a page for every day and just a little like scripture and a little bit of knowledge for that day. And that's been very helpful, and just implementing that in part of my day is good to see. And it's been awesome just to get that from him. And, you know, that's different. Not every coach cares about the, you know, outside of football stuff like he does. I think he truly cares about how we're developing, you know, our faith as a man, and obviously it's football too, but those other aspects are huge too. So.
Like the Tony Dungy one.